So we're in a position where both characters are, you know, we got to see what they're going to do before we know what happens next. Uh, it's just maybe a silly thing for me to say, obviously, but just that they're both in sort of positions where really it's the onus is on them to take some action. And I was thinking about this in terms of Willie, that if he doesn't take action, um, and obviously based on what you're right, I mean this goes against what the direction you're taking him with the character, and adding the new words for this week. But the way things are set up for him now, and I think he'd probably be aware of this on some level, that he is doing a good job. He has sort of gotten some people on his side who are involved with Zag, and that if he wanted to, it would be very easy for him to become the next W.
Yeah, he's
That
probably looking at
that
that. He's probably looking at that and thinking that himself with a certain degree of horror. Um,
yes, yes.
okay. Hmm.
And I assumed he would be, but that's something. It's that I think that's something that's through his mind, and so he has this information. He has a position of trust within the organization. We've seen, we just saw last time that conversation between him and Lee,
Yeah.
where he's now buddies with Lee, or Lee thinks they're kind of buddies. Uh, in Lee's mind, right?
I'm with you. Go on.
But then what are the next steps he wants to take? And I think it's reasonable, or I think I should point out that the mayoral election is coming up, so that is
Yes.
actually approaching soon. So we've kind of, that's been a little bit
Right.
in the background, but now, and Zag is behind in the polls, just to give it a little more context here.
There's another factor that, just to let you know where I'm musing, which probably is not even necessary, except that I want to say it. Willie doesn't know anything about the beating of Church.
Correct.
Certainly not about the. Certainly not about the killing of Dunn.
He doesn't know anything about the killing of Dunn. The beating of Church, you only know that you probably don't even know that Church, as far as you know, Church just left.
Exactly.
So
That's
you know something
right.
weird happened that day, because Lee and W had that kind of intense conversation away from you, and they were trying to keep something from you.
Right, whatever. But the point is that I don't know those things.
Right.
And
Yes,
I
correct.
don't know what other disruptions have occurred due to the attempted threat, the attempted theft. And
Yes.
and I certainly don't know what miscommunications are flying left and right about any of these things. But
Yes.
from a player standpoint, and not taking it into account for playing Willie, but from a player standpoint, it seems, my reflection is that it seems almost impossible that the organization is in a nice, steady, oh boy, here comes the election kind of state, right?
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
and who knows, and what that means for Zag and what his opinions are about all this. Willie is clueless. So, so with all that, just as player reflection,
Yes.
um, on the merits of what he's already observed, Willie has decided that he has landed in a pit of vipers. So I'm saying now, all right. Okay, so I got what I needed to know. I'm saying Willie's, kind of saying, all right, do I make a call? And I think, it's time. I think it's time. I mean, these people are nuts. Lee likes me, but that's a bad thing.
Yes.
And the minute he, decides he doesn't, because I drank his last beer or something, I'm going to get shot or whatever. But these people look like they've buried a few bodies out here, at least,
I will.
Yeah.
Not to pull back. So my prep for a couple sessions ago was just said, when the session introducing W and Lee. For W, it said, or for Lee, it said knows where the bodies are buried, and W doesn't know where the bodies are
Right,
buried.
all
But
right,
that's
got it. Right, right.
but
So,
and I think you would have picked, but I reveal that just to say that's definitely something Willie would have
and
picked up on.
so,
That's
right. I mean, I'd prefer not to be, I'd prefer not to end up, yeah, I could work here. I could stay here out at this place. Yeah, I don't want to end up here, if you get my meaning. So,
yeah.
therefore, and I don't think I have any other outlets. I'm going to make a call, and I'm going to say, uh, to okay, I don't know who's going to answer or how, but it's definitely going to be like tactically the worst way I could do it, which is in the most secretive way of taking a landline all the way around, to another room, and at the middle of the night, and
Yeah.
it's I'm going to make a secret phone call. I think I'll do it, in a secretive way.
Yep.
um, so so I'm going to punch in. I'm imagining one of those handhelds that's got the to punch
Big
the
buttons.
numbers. Yeah, but
Yeah.
on the actual handheld, I
Yeah.
remember
I
those.
know what you're talking about.
So
Yeah.
so I'm going to make a call, and it is to a person that I really, really, really hoped I had never, never, never met, wished I had never met, and hoped never to meet again.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a call to Jezebel.
Um, and you know that probably when um I think you know calling you go through someone to get to her.
Tell yeah.
But you do, so you
Mhm.
kind of go, you could, they put you on hold or something. um and it takes a little bit, they're leaving you hanging a little bit, but then the voice that you recognize,
Mm.
and again we're hoping never to hear again, comes on, and she just says, talk to me.
I don't know if any of the girls who were killed have anything to do with you, but I know who, and I can prove it to you if you care. And I need whatever, though, even if not, I need you to get me out of here.
Mm. Okay.
I don't who you send and like how or what you do out here, but I can tell you this: they won't. One thing they're not going to do is call in, the cops in any way you'd have to worry about.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, I need to get out of here.
That's
I'll tell you everything about why if you care. I'll give you anything I can bring with me, but I'm asking you this, and after that, you know, after that there's no asking. I mean, we're clear.
yeah. um so and she'll ask, where are you?
I'll tell her. And
Yeah.
it just suddenly occurs to me that I probably, am a little more flibber to gibbet than I'm playing it. I just realized I may like wander into
Yeah.
other details or something. Suddenly I just realized I'm being just a little too cool. Um, yeah, Willie is definitely, and then there's this guy, and um, oh,
So
and he'll say, but no matter what, the guy, I will tell her now. The guy killing all those women is Julian Dunn, and he is Zag's guy. I mean, and then there's like the CIA, and there's the this and the that, and there's
and she'll
and
say,
it's all
okay,
connected.
and she'll
Jezebel, it's
say,
all connected.
wait,
Yeah.
and I think we, and I mean, she'll say, wait, and also I think we need to roll the dice.
Oh no.
Um,
All right, buddy.
sorry, Ron.
Okay,
But having
I
said
fear
that,
the dice at this point. I fear the
I know.
dice most
Having
greatly.
said that,
Um,
the this is a very appealing. This is very appealing to her in many ways. So I'm giving you 3 dice,
okay.
and then you've got your 2 dice from the trait.
Yes, I do. As a matter of fact,
So
it's my very few. Yeah. It's I only have 2 traits with +2. I've made an effort to scatter everything around as +1s, a whole ton of them, and then there are 2 that I invested in. So, there you go. You got that, and then I think that I am going to do a rare. I've got a nice healthy pool. Oh wait, we got a +1, right?
yes, yeah.
All right, so loaded. I
You
look
get your
at
rich and pool dice.
yeah, it's by my standards.
Painful. You guys are. It's. All right. I'm gonna.
And why not?
You.
And why not? I'm throwing in 3.
Oh.
Most I've ever thrown into a roll, I think, in this game.
First, yes.
Yeah, I think so.
With an 8 dice, a single 1.
Oh, okay.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Boy, I don't know. I mean, now that I've done it, now that I've rolled, my other brain kicks in and says, "Oh, but it would have been cool if you'd failed," which is true. Which is true. Which is true. But my first brain is doing the whole,
Do you want to narrate?
No.
I'm excited to narrate. I'm not trying to be bossy, but I have something to narrate. So you can give yourself another die you add to your pool. So she was saying, like, as Willie was going off into the conspiracy stuff, she's just like, wait, and then she just stops, and Willie is hanging on, and it's sort of like, is she just gonna hang up? Is she? Did she hear me? Does she not believe me?
Mm-hmm.
And all of these thoughts are going through Willie's head, and he's now realizing, like, this was my, is like, I didn't even want to call her in the first place, and so is having all of that fear, maybe
they're not together.
And then she says, can you be ready tonight? Like,
and at the moment I almost refuse because they're in it together, and I was just thinking that, and I'm like, yes.
How many? And then she wants to ask for some details, like, who's there, like, is there anyone, are they armed? She kind of goes,
I'll make a thing about Lee.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
and there's like these twins.
And
I'm like, but I'm trying to, like, why would I be scared of the twins? What can I tell Jezebel? And I have nothing. They're just like the twins. I've got nothing.
They were creeping around about you.
I know, I get all that. They terrify me. I saw them and everything. They're absolutely terrified of them. But to articulate anything, I've got a big goose egg, and I realize that. I'm like, and you got to look out for the twins. What about the twins?
Yeah.
I don't know.
So. Yeah, exactly. That's the exact exchange. Yeah. So then she's kind of like, well, whatever. It sounds like there's just this one guy there that we've got to worry about.
Oh yeah. I don't want to contradict bloody Jezebel, so I just sit there miserably and listen to my the famous last words that just came out of her mouth. So,
okay.
All right.
So I think So I think that is that. So she's like, okay, be ready, and my people will come get you.
Yeah, I just bought +1 on staying clear of those twins, which currently
Thanks.
was previously naked
Yeah.
and now is a +1 because
Okay.
that's what we do when we go pool dice.
And I assume now Willie will get. Ooh, how does he get ready? Actually, actually,
I am actually
does he
going to
like pack
get.
up and get ready, or you play it cool, or
I'm going to
are you
play it
gonna?
cool.
Okay.
I mean, I still kind of live out of my little suitcase, kind of.
Yeah.
I haven't really set up too much. It's the work of a few minutes to get my toothbrush together. But I'm a little more interested in stuff like that photo.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I know what you mean.
I
Okay.
mean,
Yep.
I'm not. I have slight visions of actually being able to give Jezebel something.
Yep. Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
so
So, so I think you can get that together and kind of put together whatever you want, and I think that given, like I said at the beginning, right, like you at this point you are not on, no one's on high alert for you,
right, right.
and
No, I
so
got
there's
him.
not
Okay,
there's
okay,
no uncertainty whether you can kind of put together,
right. And
Lee
it's
is
not like
asleep
I'm actually
somewhere.
sneaking off into Zag's personal space or anything like that.
No,
So all right.
you're looking through older stuff that they haven't.
Oh, you know what?
In fact, Lee hasn't
Lee's
been hiding
okay.
it from.
Right, Lee is okay with me rooting through that stuff.
Yeah,
Okay,
because
okay,
he's
that's right,
brought you
that's right.
into it.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
perfect. I get it. Right,
yeah,
okay,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
gotcha.
So you there's no uncertainty about any
Hmm.
of that. You can kind of get what you need from there, and I think they're not on high alert for you or for here, like whether or not there's other things going on in Zag's organization. It hasn't penetrated to you guys at the moment, so you guys are all set, and so you can await.
Hmm.
Whether Willie is still, I don't know. I mean, I don't. Willie may not. That might not make him any less nervous or paranoid or whatever, but from our point of view, we can just watch him maybe
Yeah,
needlessly fretting about some of this.
that's definitely the case. I mean, I'm doing things like wondering if somebody put like a hair on my door, so if I broke it when I opened it, all
Yeah.
sorts of bullshit. I mean, just I'll spend hours. Yeah,
Yep, I like it.
making shit up basically.
So we'll move away. Then we'll kind of turn our attention away from there as Willie awaits his rescue. Gratitude.